the great information. Thank you for the basic and lots of information and several parameters. Although completing the task, I was searching about successful leaders and women, and I found Ruma Devi, one of the successful women. Um, she has created a landmark that on even a housewife can become a big successful entrepreneur. She has created the landmark by using the simple idea, and that is handcrafts and stitching materials. And I think this is the example that how a person can be competent in this field. A person to become successful, these parameters are very important to follow. As one more example, I want to share that my husband is also entrepreneur. He runs his own business, and I found that all these qualities, all these parameters he follows. That client is a king, that there is a deadline, that you have to perform in a best manner. Quality is very important, and most of the thing, that networking and self confidence, these things I found in him. And I can say that from today's session I have learned many different things about how to become a competent in this era, in this in this period of time where I took my own respected Halima ma'am also, that she has also created a landmark, and by empowering women, by educating lots of women, and giving us different type of platforms to become more powerful. This is also incredible, and uh, something that we can something that we can be influenced by. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing several different things. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful
That's
session.
really very interesting, very nicely done, very nicely said by you, Sana. And I think when we look at
Yes,
all of the different characteristics and the parameters that you, as you said, you can actually print this out and put a marking for yourself. You know, as you said, you discuss
yes,
with your husband, you discuss it with your employees or your teammates, etc. And you can actually rate each of them on a score of 0 to 10.
Yes, sir.
And it can change, right? And it change it, every month you may change. Like just now when Dr. Aisha was saying very clearly that these were the 3 different areas that affected her. And sometimes we need to be able to specify that. If we don't specify the problem, just like when we go to a doctor and we say, okay, I have this problem. So the doctor may end up asking a few very important questions. Then he can find out exactly what is the diagnosis. Then he can give the treatment for it. So in the same way, we need to find out things which can possibly go wrong and find out how to avoid them from happening. So that is preemptive behavior. We may not be able to predict everything, but at least when we do this analysis, we will know what is going wrong, what is going to happen. Okay, so that's fantastic. Very good sharing.
And
thank you so much.
Behavior and the communication should be polite. As we are connecting people, we are making contact. So these things also matters to be competent in this era.
That's right. So one of these behaviors, when we look at all of these behaviors, later, as I said, we went through it very quickly, but I hope I covered the basic points of all of them. But when you look at these behaviors, and from tomorrow onwards, when we start looking at something that needs to be done, we need to identify who is actually doing that particular job. If something needs to
be... Who is the timekeeper today? Timekeeper, please.
Yes.
Show the card so that one by one Only 1 minute for each participant.
I'm afraid I might get the card.
No, not you. For a source person, there is no card.
so what I wanted to say finally on that point, Sana mentioned that everything that needs to be done by someone, one individual. Just now we say there's an individual or there's a group. Just like Dr. Halima has created the 4 groups, and each group there is a mentor, there's also a coordinator. Okay, so the mentor cannot be doing all of these things, so there's a coordinator to do it. So when things get done well in the group, it's because of the coordinator. But the coordinator is not doing the work. The individuals are having to do the work. Okay, so you see the responsibility is very, very clear, very, very important. When someone doesn't do that job, that day, that business will suffer. When someone didn't do that marketing, someone didn't make the 5 phone calls that need to be done to call those 5 customers, potential customers, that business will suffer. Not that day, maybe another 1 month later. Okay, training. How do you do it, training, etc. etc. So thank you, Sana. Next person. Dr. Nara, who are you picking next?
If allow, then I can speak.
Yes, please go ahead, Dr. Siva. Go ahead.
Yeah. So good evening. Thank you, actually, Dr. Nara. It was really interesting. I'm from education background, and actually, my whole full family is with the education. All are university professor or principal. Mom is a principal. So for us, we have a biasness of thinking that we are from education, we can't do business. Yes. And it will be difficult. So many times, so many things we thought, but can't do because of that business is not for us sometimes. But all the time when I'm seeing other people, I do believe, and when you speak about the quality and everything, I was thinking that this quality is something, it's not from other space. And I think some of the quality I also have. So today it was like very much motivational, because I'm thinking what I can do. And when I was doing my tasks that time, Sharwang's one lady, she is actually from Taiwan, and she was the first person who was in the computer, or you can say tech business. She started from I think 1981, and what I found that time it was really men dominant area, but still it was not difficult for her. It was not challenging because of gender, because it was so much about entrepreneurship. And she said that always believe that if you are truly passionate about what you are doing and having a clear vision on how you are you will benefit the society, you can overcome almost all the hurdles. So I found that it's really inspiring, and I can relate with your lecture really nicely. And another thing is there, like there was another task for us to find out the what are the potentiality we are having. And I think yesterday the mentor, she was also saying that to talk in another way about yourself. So what I found that actually me, Zeba, I am self-confident, and I have the ability to completing, as you said. I found that actually I can complete my task. I take all the tasks very seriously, and I actually put lots of pressure on me to finish the things, and I believe myself. And with that, maybe everything is not very much organized way in me, but I have the ability to push myself. Thank you. I think it will be a very good journey, because so many windows are opening very slowly, but yes. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity to talk. Thank you.
Fantastic. And I think that's really awesome that like your whole family is involved in the education process or service. And for me, example, just to quickly touch on your situation, I was in corporate for almost 40 years. And then I said earlier itself what I'm going to do after when I finished my corporate life. And I started up a business coaching, consulting. I have my own accounting firm. I'm a chartered accountant. And then I started a training business. I started an e-commerce business. And I started so many different things. I ventured out into so many different areas. And I relate myself to like what you are saying. I was in corporate. But my question was, what am I going to do when I retire? What am I going to do after that? Like in different countries, things change. Like now in France, the entire country is in a turmoil because they went and extended the retirement age, right? So every country has got a certain retirement age. So including even the educational business or educational service that's performed. After a certain age,
True.
people will retire. So what will you do after that? The natural course may be training, coaching, consulting, something like that. Or maybe it need not be that, it could be something else. But that's something to evaluate, for you to assess. When we are an employee, we are working for a particular person or an organization. Or when we are an entrepreneur, we may be giving jobs to other people. You may be hiring 100 people tomorrow. Another year, you might be hiring 1,000 people. You might be impacting many people around the world, around your environment, and internationally. You might be encouraging and eliminating poverty. You might be giving women work. You might be helping the climate change, etc. You see, this is why I say link it to the Sustainable Development Goals. And again, because so many of you are there, you all will be so like-minded, right? Just a thought. That's for you to think about.
Yeah. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Next, Dr. Nara.
Fatima Khan. Fatima Khan.
Fatma Khan, say your feedback and comments and questions.
Sure. Thank you, sir. And it was really, the session was commendable. And I can vouch, like everybody must have enjoyed the session. And it was very informative. And it was indeed talk of the era. And even a lot of women are, mushrooming up with their startup, with their ideas. And we really need some guide. So today's challenge was, we really enjoyed. First was we were given this family words, and we had to find out the competencies of entrepreneurs. So it was really enjoyable. That game was really nice. And then we had to share 5 female entrepreneurs. Actually, due to a network issue, I'm not able to post, but I had, framed those 5 women entrepreneurs. So once my net is fixed, and I'll definitely post that. And then we were given about the matrix where our skill set are there. We had to do SWOT analysis. So I have question on that, like, my weak point or strength is both. I mean, a lot of weakness are there, but especially where I drag, I work at the last pressure. So how to deal with that?
Sorry, I didn't catch you work under pressure?
At the last pressure, I mean, the last moment, yeah.
You work under pressure, so that means even you end up delaying the work?
Yeah, actually, sometimes I don't feel like doing, or I'll just keep things idling up. And actually, I have a lot of interest, so I get engaged in those work, and then I set up my priorities that these things have to be done. So analyzing the priorities, like which has to be done first, that I get delayed, and then when I'm in the pressure, I do it very quickly. Like a lot of things I have seen, like whether it is exam or the projects, so it happens very quickly.
Right.
So I want to change habit.
Yes, yes. That's a very good point. I think the time management is one of the very key aspect of success factors. Just knowing what are the competencies, just knowing the behaviors alone is not important, but acting on them, right? All the big success coaches always say, take massive action. If you don't take action, things do not get done. So to take action, it requires time and energy. So then only it will get done. So when we look at time, some people, even me, we end up keeping things towards the end. We know that we need to do it, and we start doing things, and we get stuck, we get delayed, and then before the target date, we are suddenly rushing to complete the whole thing, and we get a burst of energy, the adrenaline, and somehow we end up completing it. But what if everything was according to the time? You remember just now when you're talking about systematic monitoring? So under that systematic monitoring, you have 10 goals, and each goal has got maybe 3 or 4 or 5 different sub-goals. Each of those goals have got different tasks. Each task must have a person in charge and must have a time. So when you do all of those things, like your mind map, when you complete each and every one of those tasks, each and every one of those time-based activities, then you do not get so much of stress, you do not get so much of pressure, and the jobs get done properly, and there's also time to correct it in case of something is not right, and everybody will enjoy and reap the benefit. It's like making a particular product that you need to sell to a customer, and the customer receives it on time, not just in time. You want to send it to the customer ahead of time. You want to delight the customer, right? So this is something like that which are relating to time management. So time management is a very, very important or critical aspect of the competencies.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I hope it helps.
Yeah, it really helped. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Neha, can you tell your comments? Neha? Raihana?
Okay, so I really found it something interesting that entrepreneur behaviors, and that was something new for me today. We always have a list of what are the entrepreneur skills that we need. We never associate some behaviors with that, and I think putting that into perspective, it gives us a better framework to do business, because then we know, okay, it's like, you have a major goal and then you have the smaller goals that you need. So the behavior patterns actually play an important role in those skills that we need to have, and that was truly eye-opening for me. Thank you for that.
Most welcome. There's always so much to learn, right? There's always something different and so much to learn, and even we think we have already known everything, but then there will always be something else which will come up. And anyway, these are also the building blocks. They all are the building blocks of what comes up to the apex of it. So thank you for your comment, Rehana. Always a pleasure.
Dr. Halima?
Thank you very much, Dr. Nara, and thank you very much, Mr. Nara Subramaiam, for sharing your valuable thoughts. And actually, more than the theoretical aspect, the practical aspect is more important. As Mr. Nara already said, that he has so many firms, and that he has started just thinking that what he is going to do after the retirement once he will be away from his job. Because, APJ Abdul Kalam has rightly said that you love your profession, but don't love your company, because you never know that when your company is going to say you goodbye. So that's what our profession has to be, our passion, and some skills we should have that is very unique to us, that cannot be replaced by anyone else. And those skills are going to pay us back in our entrepreneurship journey. So, Dr. Nara, thank you very much for sharing this valuable thought. And that's the reason why even still our maybe pace may be not very high, but we have to pursue it. We have to just move ahead. We have to just go on. Because sometimes I think that it is nothing taking away from us anything. At least it is giving us the experience of business, experience of dealing with the people, experience of marketing skills. And we are learning in return. So that's why we should never be disheartened and we should never leave it. Just continue with whatever small or big we can do. Thank you very much, Dr. Nara.
Sure. Thank you all so much. So we will be meeting up again, and of course we're meeting up almost every day. So I look forward to, in case anybody has any comments or any further points that they would like to add, if they have not been able to speak today, you can always post into the group, and we'll be happy to help you out. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much.
I think Rizwana is still left. Rizwana didn't speak.
Dr. Halima, I want to tell you something.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So tomorrow morning, I'm traveling to one island for actually mental health, psychosocial support training. So I can't be able to be in the session tomorrow because when I reach to that island, I have to be continuously up to night 11 o'clock. I have to be in the training. That's why.
Okay, well taken. You are exempted for tomorrow.
Yeah, I will do the task and I will listen to the program, the recorded program. Just excuse me for the time being, like in the session, I will be not actively stay. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
I think the others, Dr. Kadja was there, and I'm not sure whether Abida also shared.
Abida is there. Please invite Abida, but Abida, Neha, Abida, and then Ruhi. These three are left.
Yes, Ruhi also.
Ma'am, Modinat spoke?
No, she was having some line issues. She said she was not able to fix audio issues.
But she has joined again, so she may speak. We need to ask.
Her audio is not connected. Modinat audio is not connected.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Ruhi, and if you are there, Ruhi, Neha, you can unmute and you can speak.
Good evening, everyone. This is Neha Parvi. And first of all, I want to thank Nara sir for an awesome presentation and giving us hope to start a business of our own. I always think of doing business as every male member in my house is a businessman.
Okay.
So I was lacking confidence for starting a business because as male members are getting motivation, but the female members are not getting that support and that motivation. But that's why I was lacking confidence for starting a business. But today, Nara sir gave me confidence of doing it, and will definitely look forward to be a successful entrepreneur. And as for today's task, it was the challenge was very much nice. So level 1 was very easy to for the jumble word. And when I go through the obstacle of the female entrepreneur and the solution for that, then I got a little hope for that yes, I can also be a entrepreneur in my life. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I think that is the purpose of this program that Dr. Halima has created or crafted, that to give the opportunity to, for everyone to learn the necessary skills that need to be done. And also in this case, even though we are talking about entrepreneurship, we know that some have got a business, some do not have yet, but there's always a potential to do, even though in some small way. And even if you did something and you didn't continue it, it doesn't matter, because you became an inspiration for someone else. And like in this case, as you said, this is always an issue. Sometimes we're always saying that the male members are getting the chance, getting the opportunity, they're going places. And so in an environment that you may be in, that you could speak with the people, you could speak with the rest of the family, and then in some small way you could also get started something. And what will happen is you will then be doing something for the new generation, right? It may be the others who are watching and the others who are looking at it, looking at what's happening, and it can be multiple abundance that may be created. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
I think we were last was Khadija. Khadija was not able to. I think Ruhi said she just joined late. Anything from Khadija?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you. Yes, sir. So your session was super. Actually, being the assistant professor, I don't have like entrepreneurship skills. Still, today's challenge, we got today's challenge first level is very easy at Alhamdulillah. Second challenge is to find out the 5 successful women uh, for this entrepreneurship skill. So I found such a mashallah very means what can I say means some of the names which I don't never heard their names. Still, I came to know about like Asma Anjum Khan, who is a founder of AKS Clothing, and other is Shahin Mistry. Uh, she is one of means become my one of favorite because she usually do visionary thinking and resilience and leadership in the India's education system. So this is the I think yes, we can use our skill in such kind of entrepreneurship. I can say entrepreneurship if we will build um, such organization where we can give positive impact on the lives of many children and families through education. So it would be better. So I from now onwards, inshallah, I'll be taking few of your qualities, means whatever you taught us today, inshallah, and I'll uh, give their inshallah for beautifying their life, inshallah.
Thank you, Khadija. I think sometimes when you were mentioning this, suddenly one thought came to my mind, and you said that many people are called, but few are chosen. So that's a very famous proverb like that. Many are called, but few are chosen, right? So just like what you mentioned just now, because you have joined this course and then you have taken the challenge and then you do this and then you suddenly learned something which otherwise you would not have known even before. So we are here today and then we are sharing, and each of you are speaking, and the others are listening and they're also learning from this. So I think you are in a very good spot. You're in a very good position. All of us are here. Even I'm learning from whatever you all have spoken. And so yes, and sometimes when we are learning things, it may not be just to do that. So for example, if we are learning about entrepreneurial skills, it may not be necessarily that we are going to be an entrepreneur. If you are, that's good. But even if we are not, we learn so many different items of nuggets of information, and that information can be used in some other way at some other time. So that is what our advantage of learning. So thank you.
Yes, sir, definitely. Yeah, sure, thank you. You are welcome. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you. I think that covers everyone, Dr. Halima.
Okay, then thank you very much, everyone. And it was really a very fruitful session, and lots of learnings happened this evening. And I thank each one of you, all the participants, all the mentors, and that for joining us. Take care. Inshallah, again, we are going to have lots of new challenges and lots of new learning in the evening session.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone, and
Good
good
night.
night. Thank you, Dr. Nara. A special
night.
thanks to you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
madam.
See you all again.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Well, thanks, sir. It was really, information was really good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Zila. Okay. Good night.
Thank you.
See you all.
Thank you all. Good
Bye-bye.